Tinashe. Tinashe. Your laces. Your laces. Your laces. Waiting on you. So match number 2 on match day 3 of Good Cup 2025, which sees the SunRays in the orange strip take on the Valley Blades. The Valley Blades, well, at the moment, it's the fact that they've just got to save some face at the moment after having gone none from 2. They need a win here, and it'll be a pressure encounter for this heavily experienced side, actually, as Pattendon. Whoa. Sees that a little bit of a grubber through, but dealt with almost immediately. So just a quick look through the sides at the moment. The Valley Blades playing out in their green strip. Gamiwa, Nathan Tanyanyua comes into the starting 15 this week. And then Machimbo, Shiripinda, Zangari, Beneng, Shenje, Mudanga, Mudariki, Tambuera, who lit up that last encounter alongside Chirarara, Chiesa, Mushure Jackson, Guru and Pofu. Will be the starting 15 on that side. And then looking across the SunRays, it'll be Simbarase, Sanyanga, Nwanje Mutima, Jeff Fakoni, Tafara Dewap, Lewis Augusto, Andrew Inomota, Prince Kapasi, Panganachi Chinoi rather, Wayne Kunaka, Benji Pandan, Takuza Francisca, Dion Kumalo, McLean Muhambi, as well as Tanaka Masawi, and then Joseph Chiguanda at the back for them. I think, unfortunately, they've lost Benning within the early exchanges of this encounter. So that'll be massive. It'll put a big dent in their preps at the start of this encounter, losing 2 men pretty much from the get-go. So after just that a little bit of a break and play, we'll get our restart. It'll be scrum time. Going the way of this Valley Blade side, Mudariki will be the man to feed that ball in. A reset already by Mr. Referee, hailing out of the southern part of the country. So Mudariki to feed in that ball at that first scrum. He's danced past a couple of defenders. He'll be hoping for a bounce there. And a good takeout in the crowd. Tinashe Kamiji is the man on the sideline in the pink, courtesy Kara Sports, here at Sable Lager at the Good Cup. So our first set piece opportunity, it'll be Luanje Mutima, the man who will fit in that first line out. So walking into it, setting themselves up. And straight to the front, and a brilliantly over the gain line. It's got to be put to ground. Eventually the release call comes in. May act on it. But just looking to use their forwards in the earlier exchange of this. And then now with a man on the outside, it's a bit of a switch pass. Back onto the inside, eventually put to ground, but they've made a 22 entry. Laying that off. Pattendon, the Hellenic man, The excellent boy. And now the Rays out onto that right-hand side. They've got the man. A bit of a show and go. He had to lay it off. Just didn't do that. And still taking it up. A good little carry over the gain line yet again for the SunRays at the start of this one. And unfortunately, they just lost it forward. But they can take plenty of heart from the early exchanges of this encounter. Looking like a well-oiled machine are the SunRays. So it'll be scrum time. Going the way of the Blades, they'll just need to exit here. And that'll be the chat within their ranks at the moment. An interesting setup by this SunRays side at the back. They've left all of the middle pretty much open. They've stuck a man out onto that right-hand side touchline and the complete opposite end of the park as well. Mudariki, wow, he's been given plenty of time on that occasion. I think he possibly had more real estate than he thought he had. Pretty much going a bit lateral, but he did make some good meters and good ground. Massive hit, Chiesa on Kumalo. And coming out on top of that one was Chiesa, rather, the experienced Sable. Joined in commentary by Sipietlo Sips. You're no stranger to this. Good cup action, how exciting.
Yeah, it's been great, Muds. Just been get some good franchise rugby, obviously in the old Babwe. Very exciting stuff. And this match is also going to be exciting one. SunRays 2 from 2, Valley Blades 0 from 2. So a must-win game for them. But for the SunRays, just a good result will be enough to do the trick. It's great to be back after last week's break due to the Zambezi Challenge. It's now a line piece move. Tambuera finds a strong runner, clean out, coming through. Calls for the jackal attempt, Gurwe. Out in the second center, dodges past a couple, has Jackson supporting him. Mudariki for Tambuera. Good strong run, and he's got through. Taken down in the tackle. Mudariki, slow ball, running a looping line, strong handoff. If he can get the offloads away. Down the line, oh, he's missed it. It'll slow down the ball as that a forward pass. It's been called a knock-on. And that will be frustrating. A quick kick, down play. And again, good thinking from the SunRays, just able to hold on, yep.
Yeah, really good attacking play there, Sips. And now it'll be SunRays ball going forward. Your ex-mate Pattenden and that number 10 jumper for the SunRays side. You know, earning his ranks. You know, it's really difficult. A beautifully well-worked move by this Valley Blade side. Pass out to the left-hand side. It doesn't get a hand. And Mudariki, no, that's not Hilton. I beg your pardon. Got a bit excited there, but still looking to get themselves going. I was talking about how it's so difficult in this sort of, you know, franchise environment to get yourself a number 10 jumper, and he's done that at a young age. Bodes well for the future. Tambuera, cross kick out to the right-hand side, right time. Will it be? A flag's gone up. Unfortunately, hasn't quite come off.
Oh, Moods, allow that one, I think. We obviously need TMO. I would have taken that one. I would have taken that one upstairs. But great attempt from Guru Jackson, just trying to keep him in the field of play. But good thinking from Tambuera. But you can see Guru has gone down from that challenge, not looking too great. We hope he makes a speedy recovery. But trying something new now are the Valley Blades. What hasn't worked for them for the 2 weeks, they're out with the old, trying something new. They know they need to win this game. A pretty decent team on paper, Moods, but just they haven't seen the good side of results.
Oh, Sips, I mean, you look at them. It's honestly a star-studded side, this Valley Blade side. And, I mean, you got to experience a little bit of that, as you just pointed out, Tambuera putting on a show with that boot. Yet again, a cross kick and just didn't quite come off. Unfortunately, his mate out into touch, but a good start. And he's going to be one to watch because lots of innovation is what, he produces and what he brings into these encounters.
Yeah, so it's been called a line out. I think a bit of a harsh decision. I think the ball had been grounded. But nonetheless, the AR's call will stand firm. Yeah. So we're talking about teams, Moody. The SunRays, they're also a very strong team, but they have probably the strongest coaching unit in this whole tournament. TJ Shamu.
Oh, listen to the Hellenic boys going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course, we have to give him a bit of good spotlight, hey. Yeah, TJ Shamu and Derek Chiwara, level 3 coaches, so definitely the highest ranked in this tournament. So they do have that coaching power, the SunRays.
Sure, Bob Mahadi's also there.
Yeah, possibly Mutz, but these are a treble. Comes in a pair of 2 here. So line out not straight. So it's a scrum on the 5 for the Valley Blades attacking scrum. You can't ask for anything better than this. There will be an 8 pick. It looks like 8 wants to pick. Potion look to utilize the line. A couple of orange jerseys around him. Gets to ground. Mudariki fishes the ball out. Off number 16, red scrum cap, carrying towards the line. Bundling through. It's been stolen somehow. Referee is going to play for an offside call previously. Do they go to the corner? They're happy to tap and go. We'll see what the verdict is. It looks like... I'm not sure what it looks like, Woods. It looks like it'll be a tap and go. Yeah, I'm happy to keep it in the hands. Some strong runners will be coming through. Hard hit, low, clean out is good. Ball scrambles out, Tambuera, good running line, surely. Can he reach over the line? Support, 1 split second, too slow to come. And Valley Blades almost there.
Yeah, they'll be fortunate, however, to get even more advantage going their way. The Blades, Mudariki will be looking at a decision to make. They did try that pick up at the base of the scrum. Didn't quite work. They've tapped it and ran rather. Hasn't quite worked. They get a third bite of the cherry. It'll be interesting to see what decision they make. This Blade side, they've again got so much willpower within their ranks. I mean, I would let the backs run right here. Scrum it down, as risky as it is. Mudariki, what decision he's going to make? Do they take the 3 points as well? Because, well, it seems as if they're doing so. Tambuera, well, I mean, 2 weekends ago, he was pretty much on song and did a solid job for his Valley Blade side. This, I mean, Sips, he could have a shot at goal here, convert with his eyes blindfolded. The experienced man. So this will be quite dangerous for the SunRays side. You can't give this Blade side penalties, within your own half, be it on the left-hand side, right-hand side. As long as, you know, he's over the solid white line, Tambuera will punish you, and he's done exactly that at the start of this encounter. 3 up, go the Valley Blades.
Yep, I think a good choice just to slow down the game there was they tried a couple phases at the line and they weren't progressing solid defense from the SunRays. So I think not to wear themselves out too early in the game. So good choice just to take the 3 and steady on from there. So scoreboard pressure. It's Valley Blades up first. High hanging kick. Call, is he taken out in the air? Referee is going to say yes. Was that a contest? I would have said that was a contest going for the ball. But maybe referees not, obviously referees not happy with that. What are your thoughts there, Muds?
Yeah, the contest wasn't really on. However, I felt he landed safely enough for it to just warrant a penalty. Plenty of mitigation for me in it. However, I'm not the man in the middle. And unfortunately, the SunRays will lose a man to the bin early on here. Tambuera, well, he's going to do exactly that. He puts them well into their own half. About, 11 meters off of their lines. But yeah, I think that's a really, really harsh call. Landed all right. Which is where the mitigation comes into play. Nonetheless, we get up line-out opportunity here for this Valley Blade side. They've been forced to make a change really early on in the side. In that number 2 jumper. Mudariki receives good ball. Tambuera out to Chiesa. He's going to be exciting to watch this afternoon. The Sable. Chiesa, he offloads. And good bustling run. They're just needing to get some good continuation going. Good recycle ball. Tambuera now to the right-hand side. He's got a big man. And a massive hit, Sips. That's why we're here, boy.
Have at it. Have at it, Makoni, with that beautiful shoulder coming through. The Valley Blades playing with some chutzpah here. Something new. Mudariki snipes for the line. It is pulled short. Fishes out again. Cross kick coming through. Is that too much? Come on, LT. Pinpoint in the corner. It's the Valley Blades. 2 pinpoint cross kicks from LT. This time round in the corner. No mistake. No touch judge needed. No AR. It's a 5-up for the Valley Blades.
Up to his usual business, and the experienced man leaning somewhere up. He is just lethal, Sips. I mean, every time he gets the ball, you know, the aspect of the game as a defensive side, you're like, right, okay. We know he's going to use his boot. However, he's got such great skill. You know, he will, you know, attack any opportunities, any gaps created. And on that occasion, a beautiful cross kick using that left boot to good use as he puts his side up. LT. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, honestly, I haven't seen anyone produce as much impact as he has over the past 2 weeks that I've watched.
Yep, that's definitely one of those decisions out there. He has been very strong for the Valley Blades. Ralti, what a player. What a cross kick. And what a conversion from the corner. Come on, LT. The boot is on fire today.
So that sees them go up by 10. And this Valley Blade side patterned in your mate. He'll be hoping not to have too many of these kind of kicks. You know, restart up into the air. That's come off an orange shirt. Just to retain well by them. And then now just building up a couple of phases. Massive carry. And a brilliant big hit made there. Pattenden out to Kumalo. Oh, unfortunately, that goes to the back of Kumalo, who can't meet it. He's up on his way. And a penalty going the way of the Rays. Oh, he's going to take it quickly and make a run for it. The man in the 9 jumper. Has he done enough for his Blades? Kumalo up to the task as they recycle that. Will they be playing under advantage? I don't think so. Mr. Referee hasn't signaled that, however. Couple of meters out. And they've got the numbers on the outside. He goes on to the outside, putting on some dancing shoes. Is he short? Still making way up and try time, Sips. 10 points to 5. What a brilliant start here in this encounter.
Yeah, great comeback. One man down and making good use of it. And take that hard step there from the flanker Woods around the winger, who is just fortunate enough to be able to carry him. But try not allowed just yet, just the penalty. Obviously, the decision being overturned. It's not been knocked backwards. Valley Blades, have they snapped onto the ball? They've turned it over, Woods. They've turned it over. How that has managed to happen. Tambuera will look to put boot to ball. Of course he does. Doesn't find touch, but look at that deep kick. Come on. Inside the 10, back into the half of the Valley Blades, picking up steam. Are we going to see a bounding run here? Oh, he's been smacked in the tackle there. Was it that? A high tackle now. Normally, World Rugby, Ben O'Keefe would have had a good look at that one. He would have had a good look at that one. But nothing from it. The knock-on called, it will be disappointing from the SunRays to be denied a try. Ball turned over, knocked on. And now the Valley Blades yet again have the ball and the one-man advantage.
The assistant on the opposite end of the park, he's interested, and I think rightfully so. I mean, if they are going to be consistent, as according to the World Rugby regulations and laws, they're going to have a bit of a chat. And the man through their radio clearly having a conversation on this end as Tinashi Kamwenjep. They'll have a decision to make. I felt there certainly was a bit of head contact on that occasion. Yes, he was dipping, but usually troubled times. And will they be having a chat here? Personally, I think that should be a yellow card.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Moody. I think the medications that he was dipping, but there was a bit of head contact, so the yellow should do the trick. Well, the referee happy to have a conversation. Is he going to pull out a booking? Clapping hands from the SunRays players. So what will it be? Are they going to go all the way back to that first infringement? What is going on here? It would be great to have the referees mic'd up just to see the verdict. So, just waiting for the verdict. It looks like a scrum is being called. Not sure what happened there. Might have been a knock-on somewhere in the play. So it looks like it will be a scrum just in front of the Valley Blades 22. Once we do resume play, yep, there we do. Scrum is being set up. And it's going to be Valley Blades ball. Scrum wheeling, not blowing for the turn, chip over the top. Chase bounces very favorable for the Valley Blade side. A bit of space opening up on the left. If he has the pass, Tampuera puts ball onto boot. He's really favored the boot today. Kumalo cleans up clean. He cleans up at the back. He's under pressure. But the ball emerges. And Valley Blades really applying pressure on the SunRays today. So deep kick for the Valley Blades. Valley Blades, Tambuera has the ball. Out on the right-hand side, but his space has some speed. If he wants to unleash it, 16 has Jackson on his outside, who has to come into support. Almost looking to take over scrum half duties for Mudariki, who arrives just in the nick of time. Again, down the left-hand side, Tampuera. Skip pass, very flat, almost might be called forward. And referee is going to call for a forward pass. Yep, very... And a water break, obviously playing in summer conditions. Every now and then, you have to have a water break just to make sure that no dehydration and sunstroke kicks in. But interesting first couple of 20 minutes or odd or so, Muds. It's anyone's game, 10-0 in favor of the Valley Blades. And happy to see what is coming on afterwards.
Absolutely, and yeah, water breaks, courtesy of Sable Lager, title sponsors. Sure, they'll be providing us some goods in a couple of minutes or hours after this encounter comes to an end. The title sponsors, massive thank you due regard to them for getting around Kara Sports and getting some franchise rugby up and going at the moment in the country. Obviously, exciting times for Zimbabwean rugby sips. I mean, World Cup qualification. So kudos due regard to them, alongside a couple of other hands that have joined up with Kara Sports in order to get this going. You can wireless miss the insurance ticket box, activate Wymet Coral Soft for bringing you some brilliant action here on Kara Sports. Still are early up in the first half, so do get out to Harare, or all the Hararians rather, if you are within the vicinity. It is still the first half, very early on. I promise you, you'll be in here in a quick little amount. Ticket box manning the gates is one of our sponsors as well, with a smooth process at the gate sips. I mean, you can also tuck into a beautiful Sable Lager whilst you're enjoying the Sable Lager Grid Cup action. But you've been a bit of a cagey encounter at the start. The Valley Blades, they'll feel a little bit happier with their work at the start of this encounter. They've kept themselves in it, as opposed to their previous 2 weeks where what they've been in. I mean, 2 weeks ago, they went down to the Valley Blades right to the end, heartbreaking stuff. But this is a golden chance for them, to make a mark on this tournament and its first staging.
So water break is done. Valley Blades are first to take the field. Swiftly followed by the SunRays. All right, scrum down, SunRays ball. We haven't seen much from the SunRays with ball in hand here, Moods. It's interesting to see what they're going to do. Patton on the right, on the left side. Kamala on the left side as well. Could this be a stack? Looking for the quick tap and go. Kanaka was very eager. He's got some real speed, good acceleration out the blocks. So you've got to be very careful. Scrums in. They go to the left side. Pattenden. Oh, puts boot to ball, and that's out on the full. frustration for the SunRays side. They just don't look as well polished as they have been in the recent weeks. But still the first half.
Yeah, Sips, I mean, it's so hard to get into your systems and get, things rolling when it's been this kind of encounter. It's felt really slow, Sips. It's been very stop-start. And I think that's almost kind of working against these sides because, you can't really get any good rhythm going. Not a great watch, to be honest, for our viewers, but, you know what both sides are capable of. You know what these names are capable of. As we get to this line out, picked out very well in the air by this blade side Tambuera Tuchies. I know, as we say that, again, just nothing seeming to work out as well as either sides would like. And then onto a boot over the top. Picked up, however, and under hordes of pressure by the Rays. Sends one up to Shamar Jackson, the under-20 star. He loses it as well.
Yeah, but he hasn't had much time with the ball, and unfortunately that one didn't also give much space. Shamar Jackson's kind of the winger. You need to give him space, so it didn't have much to work with there. But playing inside their 22, the passing game, just making outside, so they kick it out here. It's going to be carried in, and what a good jackal there from the SunRays. Now, do they get points on the board? I think so. Momentum is really struggling. I think Patton's going to have to put on his boots here, get the cone on the field. And that's exactly what's happening. Water comes on, the cone as well. TJ Sharma onto the park with the cone. Patton lining up the kick. Looking to floss 3 points here. Straight down the middle. It's easy for him. 10 points to 3. Just a one-try game now.
Yeah, so warning shots fired by both sides, well, both teams. Tambuera as well as man Benji Patton, who gets us out into this encounter here. We just need to get some continuity in this encounter, which is something we haven't witnessed so far, Sips. I think the side that's able to, get themselves up and running first or earliest and consistently will find more successes. They'll find more gold. That kickoff, you can't let it bounce. Just puts you under pressure. As Benji Patton launches that up, and he'll get that, just onto, just before the 10. So he'll be feeling all right about his work. However, now defensive work does shift to the Blades, and they've got to capitalize on. I mean, it's a brilliant, platform to launch. Allow those exciting backs of yours to get going. Tambuera, cheers up. He's an absolute wrecking ball in the midfield.
Yeah, he's torn through that Rays back line a couple of times. So let's see what he does here. Good little switch pass. Was he holding on? SunRays read it straight away onto the ball, latching. And a movable object. And Kunaka again with a deep kick. Takes it on himself. Just confidence from the young man. And a really, really good kick as well. A couple meters out from the 22. Now the SunRays have an opportunity to punish the Valley Blades. Rolling more. And SunRays seem to driving it forward. It's a little messy in there, but they're moving. Brought to ground is referee happy with the sack. He is. A squabble for the ball. It emerges. looking to blow his whistle, decides not to. And referee playing a play on for knock-on advantage. Valley Blades now have the ball. All things going wrong for the SunRays as the counter-ruck comes through.
Yeah, again, continuity, Sips. Each side almost their own worst enemies at the moment, really. I mean, you get ball out of that line out and two passes just don't go to hand. It puts you under the pump because that defensive side aren't just standing there watching you. They are coming up off their lines. And that has caused a turnover out to the midfield. And now the Blades, they get a get out of jail card on that occasion. And it'll be scrum time on the end of the park. Hilton Mudariki has been very, very vocal up until now. I mean, you saw him putting pressure on that line-out thrower. A chance for him to show what he's made of. Not that he needs to prove himself at all. The Sable skipper since 1991. And he's the man. You can say I captained my side to our first Rugby World Cup, my country's first Rugby World Cup since 91. Exciting times. Are we off to Aussie, Sips? Bit of commentary taking place from a couple of Zimbabweans in Australia. How good would that be?
Oh, I reckon it would. That would be cracking. That would be a cracking. But yeah, I think you pointed out Mudariki applying a bit of pressure. I think it's just the sportsmanship, rather the competitiveness of the game, scrumming, penalty, and continuity.
Yeah, it's gamesmanship, and I mean, it's just experience as well. Unfortunately, as much as you might say it's in sporting, I'm all for it. You know, gamesmanship. As much as you can, you know, get on about your work on the park, Sips. Mental fortitude is something you've got to, you know, have up your armory. You know, especially as a 9, you've got to be able to get under the skin of your opposition. So you'll know all about that.
Yep. Yeah, rugby is just as mental as it is physical, even more mental even. Set piece play, line out. Overthrow at the line out again, continuity. Dewa with the ball, takes on Mudariki, looking for the offload. Mutima manages to hold on to the ball, still driving right up to the 22. Jackson out of all sorts there. Number 8 mishandles the ball, still holds on into the 22 they go. Is this the chance now for the SunRays? They're picking up momentum, they're picking up steam. Kumalo goes head to head with his opposing teammate, with his opposing player. Kunaka, quick ball out for number 8. Is that obstruction? Referees are playing advantage for the offside. SunRays deep inside the 22 now. Going to the right-hand side, through the boot, onto the toe, foot race. Is it in the corner? They're claiming the ball. And referee is going to blow for the knock-on, but is he going back to that penalty advantage? He is. There we go, Muds. There we go. There's some of that running rugby. There's some of that momentum. It just takes one spark, one moment to completely turn the tides for the team.
Yeah, that's your mate there, Benji Pattenden, turning on, you know, a bit of skill, bit of innovation with that little grubber kick through the defenses, and now he's going to have a shot to the sticks, Pattenden. But again, like we talked about, get some good running rugby going and, you know, create opportunities. They were playing under advantage, and the youngster, you know, realizing, taking, you know, full opportunity there. He's playing under advantage, so, you know, why not try something? If it works out, you look like a star, you are a star. If it doesn't, well, you get a second crack at it, and Pattenden with a much more difficult kick on this occasion. About, what, 27 meters, I would say. Mr. Pattenden to get aside, to edge him closer in this encounter up as they find themselves short of the blades. So for the SunRays, Benji Pattenden, he's certainly got enough on it. I think that's through the sticks. No, it isn't. A good chase. It's off the upright. Bit of basketball going on that occasion. But unfortunately, they're not able to retain it. Valiant effort. Mudariki finding his man. He had a bit of juggling work there. He's done all right and gotten himself out of a bit of trouble. That whistle's been blown. We're going to come back. Says Mr. Referee, I think it'll be scrum. Which way does that go? But again, a beautiful attacking platform for the SunRays side. Sips. That's a scrum just after 5. Their backs will, you know, be salivating at the opportunity and a run at their opposition's lines.
Yeah, fortunate for the SunRays, that decision to go their way. A missed a kick opportunity. Could turn out to be a fifer lining up if the SunRays execute. Solid scrum. 8 pickup at the back. Feeds Kunaka. For Kumalo, who lets go in the tackle. There was space behind Kumalo, but Kunaka just too enticed by the hard running line. Good shoulder. Brave shoulder from the defender. Now the Valley Blades have an opportunity to get themselves out of trouble. Oh, again, the Jackal Valley Blades. Their support just too slow to arrive. It's the third Jackal that the SunRays have gone after right in front of the sticks, so they give this one to Paddington. No cone is making its way onto the field, and it will be now the shot at goal. That option being utilized. From right in front of the poles, it's an easy slot for Paddington. 10-6 now. Valley Blades still out in front. But obviously, Tambuero, we're looking to hit to Jackson. If he can get there, it's perfectly weighted. Jackson has opportunity. Kunaka under pressure. Pattenden is going to clear. There does get a bit of a charge down. A couple of fingertips on there. Lining up for the hit. Good chase down. Again, pressure. Supporting their weight. Ball stolen. Ball was out. Valley Blades, everything going wrong at the moment. SunRays have a bit of space. Makoni. Yo, strong booper. Come on. Mutima again with the ball. Gains a few extra yards. Down again. Kunaka, workhorse. Did he release the tackler? I don't think the tackler released. He has been told by the referee. Number 11. Pick and goes coming through. Good clean out. Ball staying in close contact. Pattenden. Kumalo. Backline standing flat. But the power of Kumalo just keeps them going forward. Dewa picks up the ball around the corner. Doesn't get much on. And a bit of stagnant rugby at the moment. McCorney has the ball. Injury for SunRays. Might be a shoulder, might be a rib. Looking for the rip. Rip is good. The referee's going to blow the whistle. Penalty.
Good continuity, building up a couple of phases for themselves. The Rays, unfortunately, being brought to a halt, but not so much. It's a penalty going their way. Pattenden will certainly be looking at to the sidelines. Mudariki, he's not too chuffed about something. Having a chat with the man in the middle. The referee. And Dion Kumalo for a side. The skipper, he's shown some good experience and just a good head on his shoulders, really, over the past couple of weeks for the SunRays side. That's why I just love the Good Cup format. I mean, you get the Sables hitting it out, bashing it up with a couple of youngsters who are some only, even a year out of high school. And, that's just going to be so good for Zimbabwean rugby going forward, especially on the high that we're currently experiencing. Exciting times. Thinking of putting the boots back on.
Yeah, my other question is, Sip's coming out of retirement. I don't, maybe not just yet, Muds.
Watch out, Hilton. Watch out, Hilton.
But yeah, you mentioned a couple of the youngsters there, Muds. We got PK Manyakara from St. John's last year, finished last year. He's in the Nguni squad. We've got Tawanda Chishungu from Falcon. He's also in the Nguni squad. A lot of youngsters. Shama Jackson also recently out of school. Andrew Moringa was in the second call-up in the second draft. I think he's in.
Can't wait to watch him, get out there, hoping he gets a shot to this weekend.
So yeah, let's see how he does, eh? But yeah, a lot of youngsters coming through, or even Tukuza Matsimbo as well. Gandhi Boy also finished school last year, under 20 setup. He'll be going into his third year next year, most likely. Most likely going to be the skipper. You can even see Coach D'Souza not in your picture, but he is here watching. And obviously, he is very pleased with the level of youngsters he has. So, yeah, good youngsters, some good senior boys as well, and some good Sables. It's just really going to raise the level. Paired that with Paramount Garment, which is going to be more of a developmental tournament, I think, going forward. But this will be the creme de la creme of Zimbabwean rugby.
It just brings some flair into it. I mean, we haven't had franchise rugby in the country. It's all been, club stuff and then to national teams. So, exciting times for Zimbabwean rugby yet again. As we get a lineup, going the way of the SunRays, and this is the first half. Line out, throw just on 22. They send that ball out to the middle, and they set that rolling ball up pretty well. Hasn't gone straight, says Mr. F. Again, Sips, each side pretty much just killing themselves.
Yeah, set pieces, those lineouts have been a pain for either side. They're definitely the hardest set piece to get right, the lineout. There's so many variables and things that could go wrong. So scrum down for the Valley Blades, rather, I say SunRays, for the Valley Blades. They've just been given so many lifelines. It looks like as soon as the SunRays get into the 22, a lot of things go wrong. So Pattenden has moved into the full-back position. The 15 has come onto the left wing just to cover in that gap. Not looking to drop back, which is an interesting choice. Strong scrum, ball comes out, Tampuera. The ball screws away. Oh, that would have been trouble. If the wing had got there, it would have been trouble for Pattenden. Not the speediest fly-off we've seen.
Ouch. Hey, Benji. Own mate against you.
He can take it, he can take it. Good skills. But yeah, not the speediest. But nonetheless, line out for the SunRays.
Hello, guys.
Mutiba. Width of the line out. Two ball, short throw. Well read by the Valley Blades player. Keeping it in close quarters. Same way rugby. And now it's the Valley Blades' turn for holding on. Great jackal attempts here. Some good stealing. Ooh, tight angle, but he has done a really good kick. A couple meters up from the 22. And all to play for. Yeah.
Come, Jackson. Come on.
Rolling more, look at that, it's moving. It does come to a bit of a stop. Fighting through the middle, has he won it over? Oh, somehow it's been ripped in a maul. Moody, how many times have you seen that? Ripping the ball away in a maul. That is a cardinal sin committed by the Valley Blades, which we'll see out the end of the first half. Not much in it, just a 10-6 in the first half, Moods. A lot of mistakes, but your thoughts to see out the first half?
Yeah, it's been quite frustrating to watch, honestly, Sips. Just like you pointed out, far too many mistakes on both ends of the park. There's no continuity at all. And yeah, just really slow. Definitely not the style of rugby both sides will be wanting to play. So I think a chat from both sides will be, listen, just slow things down. Just get to our basics. Go back and do what we do best. And having watched both sides, it's just some good running rugby. The Blades, they've got a really exciting backline. I mean, being led by obviously Hilton and LT out at that number 10 jumper. They've got to be allowed to, create something, create the, opportunities for the rest of their side. Unfortunately, at the moment, knock-ons, silly mistakes, hasn't, just been quite what we would desire to watch.
Yeah, well, it's halftime here at Old Orients, 10 in favor of the Valley Blades and 6 for SunRays. You guys, let us know what you guys think of this game so far in the comments. If you're tired of Moods and I yapping, let us know what you think about this game. But halftime at Old Orients.
So back to our Grid Cup action here at Old Hararians, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 3, match day number 3. Now second of 2 encounters today. As we're moments away from the start of this, the second. It'll be the Blades kicking off, courtesy of Lenius Tamwera, who's marshaled his side into a lead. 10-7. That is to be confirmed. Tamwera, moments away from the kickoff. He hoists that high up into the Harare sky. Sun's come out as well, as the Rays collect that. Well, SunRays will be obviously donning that orange strip. Very Harare-like kind of vibe about them. The Sunshine City, the SunRays, and the orange. The Blades, however, in possession. Mudariki, well, he's under a bit of pressure at that. A beautiful counter ruck. However, it will be going the way of the Valley Blades. Mudariki picks it up at the base of that scrum, cheers up. Now to Tamwera. They sent it out to Sharma Jackson, the exciting youngster. And now the Blades, a big hit. Dion Kumalo, the skipper of the Rays. Sable as well, Tamwera up to his big man again. A big busting run, however, losing that ball forward. So our tone hasn't changed at the start of this. The second, again, stop-start as we are yet finding ourselves at another knock-on. And now picked up at the base of that scrum, the Rays. 8-9 link up. And now out onto the left-hand side. Bundled out into touch. A brilliant tackle. Just as they thought they were up on their way. Mudariki looking to take that early. Hilton Mudariki just so smart in that. Looked to take it quick. Wasn't allowed to do so. So he just sends that into the man who hadn't done the meters. Earns aside a free kick. The Zimbabwean Sable just showing some true experience. They take it early and they're a little grubber. However, that will then go out over the line. It'll be a line out for the Rays, a pressure line out. But again, Hilton Mudariki, credit where it's due. List of this week in top 100 for Zimbabwe's most influential citizens. The Sable skip up. Nonetheless, back to our action here. Looking to exit there. Pattenden has to clean up for his side. Over the top, so Benji Pattenden producing some good work for his side. A brilliant kick. It's running away from the man, and Benji Pattenden, he's earned his side a brilliant line out under all sorts of pressure at the back there. Almost too casual. The crowd aren't too impressed. Sharma Jackson, he won't want to rewatch that later. High fives all around the SunRays for Mr. Pattenden. Mutima, the ex-Prince Edward lad, he'll be feeding that line out and creating something out of literal nothing. he won't want to see that at all. I'm sure his friends will certainly be sticking that on whatever WhatsApp groups they might find themselves on. Mutima does a great job, sacked beautifully, and turned on over by the Blades. Picked up in the midfield, a bit of a show and go through Patterson on that occasion. Over that ball. And the turnover is effective, however, playing under advantage were the Blades, so they'll come back, fortunately for them. Wow. Shouldn't have been here. They will feel the Valley Blades. As we are up into the second half. Somaseko called up to the defensive line, patterned and held out by the skipper, Kumalo, who's been inspirational to say the least. A big 8 carry. Certainly slowing ball down the outfield. I was like, what? Tambuera. Oh, no! Sips. It's just been a comedy of errors from this Blade side, honestly.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic mistake from Tambuera. So much time in the world, but you could see he was already lining up his kick before he could deliver. So for the SunRays, it is an opportunity to really, really punish the Valley Blade side if they can do it properly.
It's up to scrum time here. Going the way of the SunRays. Unfortunately, the Blades, they have punished themselves, really. And then are looking to make a little run there. It's a bit of obstruction called by Mr. Referee, so we'll get a turnover yet again. There has almost been no flow in this game, Sips. And yeah, I think the coaches won't be too impressed by the effort from either side. The SunRays, at the moment, they are marching their way up into a final next weekend against the MPs. Kudzai Mashawi is a very chuffed man earlier.
Yeah, definitely not the kind of performance you would like to see from a side that's about to go into the finals. But as we mentioned, in the orange number 21 jersey is Andrew Maringa. Yo, what a run, come on. Look at that, sitting his opposite man down. Good run, good line, come on, speed from the Valley Blades, looking to move the ball around here. Chop tackle, coming in swift. Mudariki fishes the ball out down the left-hand side. Number 13 takes into contact.
Exciting to see Andrew Maringa onto the park. The ex-Peter House man had a brilliant season for the Kings this year. Part of that dream team named at the end of the season as the SunRays now setting themselves up on an attack here. On the go is Andrew Maringa. Andrew Maringa, he darts out to the inside. Will he be fast enough? I don't think so. Leaves it behind him. And still on the attack are the Rays. Into the 22 now. And looking threatening at the moment. Oh, the SunRays, they've got men on the outside. And unfortunately, that doesn't go to hand. They've lost it forward, Sips.
Yeah, Maringa almost had Sharma there. Obviously, the speed of Sharma a lot faster than Maringa. But what a run. But as you said, the continuity again. A good build of play, a break from Maringa it just goes to waste. And neither side really being able to pick up the pieces here. But outside the frame,
Yeah, two friends on the ground together. Chiesa and Kumalo out in the centers bashing it up. Each other's own worst enemies at the moment as they are both being attended to. But this is why you love Grid Cup Sips. Matchups like these.
yeah, next week's gonna be even more interesting. Shawi versus Kumalo. That's gonna be one to watch.
Yeah, so in the last encounter last week rather, we got to see Mashawi taking on Chiesa. And yeah, yet another midfield contest. I mean, our centers are just something to talk about. It's special.
Big watch and big names to look out for. So back to this lineout that we're about to have. Just inside again, the Valley Blades, whiff of the ball. What can they do here? Strong scrum. Chiesa again off the left foot. Moves one of the wingers out of his way. Bashing run. Mudriki looking for the box. Long, flat. Taken by the fullback for Patton. Patton probably going to put boot to ball. Has he done too much? No, he hasn't. He might just. And overcooked. So Valley Blades all the way to the 10-meter line of the SunRays. Scrum time, scrum down. What's going to happen? Yeah, Muds. I think it might be out the back for Tambwere. Do you think chip over the top? What do you think is going to cook up here?
They've got to get the ball out of there very quickly because at the moment the SunRays have been all over them at scrum time. So yeah, it'll be a lot of work to do for this the Blade side. And they hold their own on that occasion. It's an 8-9 combination. Mudariki to cheers up. Taku cheers up. Yet another Sable. Plenty of caps under his belt. Taku. And yet another big carry over the gain line consistently at the moment. It's just been 2 phases, however. They'll need a couple more to be happy with. Off the boot from LT. And certainly impeded, I'd have felt, as Kumalo picks that up. He sticks that onto a boot. Sending that to the back. What does this man have to do with it? Will he kick it as well? But +1 might feel a bit of a mix-up at the back. Sending that out with plenty of time. Lining up the sideline. He's hoisted that high up into the air. If that bounces over that line, he'll be so chuffed with his effort. However, doesn't quite. Running out of steam, it seems, both sides at the moment. I mean, you look at the Rays, almost no real attack or chase as Tambwere sticks that up yet again. And Dion Kumalo, he's been a workhorse. My man of the match thus far. Still going at it. Showing no signs of stopping anytime soon. The big forwards deciding to bash it up. That's all he knows. Still up on his feet. Great hands as that is Mutima, the ex-Prince Edward man, under 20 star as well. Going at the defense is Pattenden. Bit of a show and go. He's past the first defender bench. Still up on his feet. Pattenden eventually put to ground. And now out to the left-hand side. Certainly a high shot. Wow, that's a bit silly, Sips. That's certainly going to cost a side. He's certainly going to be making his way off the park, Sips.
Yeah, that's not going to go down well with the SunRays players. Obviously, a bit of tension's going down. Bit of a high shot there. Referee's going to have a word. The first tackle, which was some would debate it could have been a yellow card. It was not carded, so will this one be carded? Interestingly enough, what was that, like a half sling, half like, I don't know, throwing him into the ground sort of tackle.
Whatever it was, he was fully in control and knew exactly what he was doing, it seemed.
Yeah, it looks like he's going over to apologize, and yep, he has been sin-binned. 10 minutes in the naughty corner. And going down a player. So SunRays have had a yellow card. And now it is Valley Blades with a yellow card. Shama Jackson struggling to get up to his feet. He has been attended to for the past 5 minutes. Referee hasn't noticed him. But he has been down for a very long time. But now back up onto his feet. And he's going to go join the back line. Good, quick, efficient sack from the Valley Blades. Long pass from Pattenden. Steaming through. Valley is SunRays. Quick ball is needed. Mringa, skip pass. Knocked on again. Miscommunication, they still have the penalty advantage, but that is exactly moments, little small moments that build up. That should have been a try.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kumalo and Patton in there not doing well at their comms, and a brilliant chance goes to being. That should have been buried, really. That's why you punish sides. They tap it and up and on their way. A brilliant run. He's full of energy there. At just the right intent, right time. Going the way of the Racips. They'll enjoy that. Certainly on top of proceedings at the moment. They have looked the better side. They've been the side that have been the most consistent of both.
Ooh, I don't know, Muds. I don't know. I think the Valley Blades have been actually better. Considering what we've seen from the SunRays over the past 2 weekends, this weekend they've been underwhelming. I have to say the Valley Blades have done a very good job so far. They were in the lead, but now it's 11-10. So, and the kick's still to come. But yeah, no, I think I'd actually give it to the Valley Blades, Muds. They've held their own this match, and they've conceded less mistakes. But this time round, too many penalties, and the advantage going the way of SunRays. Quick tap and go, bounding run. One movement, stretch over the line, and it's try time. So Pandin lines up his kick, his fourth for the afternoon. And not the kindest of angles. It was still just a 1-point game, so this kick is very crucial if he can make it. Draws it low and draws it past the left side of the pole, so missed kick. 11-10 for the SunRays. Just a 1-point game. It's been a while since we've actually had some points scored, Muds. The end of the second half was very quiet in the beginning of this second half as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Sip. As we get to the restart, just waiting on a ball. And now the Rays, well, they just would like to keep chipping away, at that scoreboard. LT will restart proceedings on that occasion. The experienced man, Tamwera. As we go into the dying stages of this one, again, he hangs it up beautifully and allows the side a genuine chance at it. And tell you what, let's come out on their side, the Blades. Setting camp outside of the 22 at the moment. Trail this one swing again. It's just got to be a patient effort. Knock on called, so a scrum yet again going the way of the Blades.
Yeah, scrum for the Blades, but Muds, it's been a great day today. The weather has been superb after the rains we've had this week.
Oh, what a change earlier. It was a bit overcast, and now we got some sunshine.
Some sunshine.
The Sunshine City.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit concerned. I thought we might not get the beautiful sunny weather. We might be watching a bit of rugby and a bit of drizzle, but it hasn't been that way. But it's turned out quite nicely here at Old Orion's, changing up the venue from Harai Sports Club. A good running, couple of back passes. Shama Gets past one, a bit of footwork. We haven't seen that much from him. Give a bit of space for the Shama boy.
Yeah, Dion Kumalo having none of it. He's absolutely screaming at the rest of his defenses as a good little run there. I think that's Takuma Chimbo. Again, he's been really exciting and good to watch for this Valley Blades. For me, that's been a gem uncovered, in this Big Boys League. Mr. Machimbo, the young under-21 star, has that being kept up on as they're threatening those lines at the moment. Are the Valley Blades try time? Or is it penalty? Which way is that going to go? I think that's penalty, it seems. Or try time. Very subdued celebrations on either side.
Yeah, you can tell from the Valley Blades, they're also not convinced there was a knock-on in the process. Well, it was knocked on to the player, came off the SunRays and back into the Valley Blades player. So they also themselves, they'll take the 5 up, but you can see not too impressed. But that was also a really good run. Some good running rugby, fluid, it flowed really well. And they've gone for the try. So the Valley Blades back out into the front. $15 points to 11. So try disallowed. I think that is the correct choice, but going to the offside mark, exactly sort of about where the knock-on was made. So back to 10. I think they could take the 3 from here. So 7 potential points turns, gets reduced down to 3 possibly. Oh, that's just squeezed in there, LT. From that angle, he's almost hooked it past the left side, but it just squeezes in. They'll take the 3. They might be disappointed that they lost out on an extra 4 points, but 3 is better than 4. And with that, that leads us into the water break. It's the Valley Blades who lead again. 13 points to 11. So 13-11 is the score. Kicked out on the full. And calls for taken back. Not quite sure. But 13-11 in favor of the Valley Blaze. They got a penalty, which was converted by Lenius Tambueda. So they lead by just a measly 2 points. Ricky once again with the little games here, shouting at the new hooker.
I absolutely love it. He's letting him know a new hooker, putting the pressure on.
Yeah. Turns out the skipper of the Sable is not such a nice guy on the field, eh?
Yeah.
All smiles and all gentleman-like, but on the field, he's a little bit of a trouble.
Yeah, nice guys finish last ups.
Spinning move from Patton, had a couple of runners on his left. Starts taking into contact. Moringa digs for the ball. Or rather, that's not Moringa, somebody else. Left-hand pass. Oh, shifty passing here from the SunRays.
And do it! Come on!
We look to kick it out. Kumalo under serious pressure. SunRays really struggling to get go forward momentum ball here. But referee is going to notice and he's going to blow for that first penalty.
Yeah, just again, continuity being. I think both it's against both sides' religions to have continuity within their play at the moment. But yeah, Dion Kumalo there was under a bit of pump, and it's one of those where you take note of the situation and realize it had to be a full-on dogfight on that occasion. Did exactly that. However, all of that work undone as they just come back for that knock-on advantage. Ball will be going away off the blade. There's Mudariki off the park. That looks like a new man in the number 9 jumper. He's slotted into 10. Look at that.
Oh, multi-talented, eh? Useful.
As Mr. Mudariki, he's straight onto the boot. He's found a lovely gaping hole in the back in the defenses. Jackson putting all sorts of pressure, having to let it go. Good defensive display. And a penalty goes the way of the Blades.
Oh, check out that. Have at it. Mudariki playing in 10. I've never seen him elsewhere other than 9. So it's interesting to see how this will play. As Tambueda got into 15, that's quite interesting to see here. But yeah, Muds, going back to your point of the stop-start playing, I wonder why this is happening. Yes, there was 7s last week, but from the SunRays, it was only Kumalo who was invested in the SunRays. From the Valley Blade side, nobody on the park. So why do you think that the players are really struggling to gain momentum? Fatigue, players fatigue, what is it?
So chatting earlier with the captain of the Yimpies, Kuzama Shawi, these men are all spread out from right around the country. So some sides have really only got to, as we see that kick on over, that's an extra 3 points going in the way of the Valley Blades. Going back to that point, for example, the MPs only got to train as a full squad yesterday, the entire week, because, they've got guys out in Bulawayo, guys out in Mutare. So, it's very difficult.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's definitely one of the things you've noticed in this tournament is the team chemistry. I feel the MPs and the SunRays have done well as a team chemistry, which is why they've found themselves on the good side of the kicker, of the scoreboard. So 16-11, the Valley Blades extend their scoreline here and driving the ball forwards again, getting the offload away just in time. Number 20, he's a bounding runner, fresh legs on the park. Oh, knocked on in the tackle. Tambueda's going to clear it. He's going to kick it right to us. Moods, no, he's not. He's going to keep it inside the field of play. Good bounce as well. Look at that. Tambueda. I don't think quick play, that would not be very smart. But yeah, looking at the SunRays side, missing a couple of players. Ablant, who normally plays in the fullback position. Zanzi Wandira, who also plays in the fullback position, also can slot into 10. He's also missing. From the Valley Blade side, not recognizing any faces I don't see. But just from the SunRays, backline players missing, which you can see does have a slight effect on that Stardust. Simple 2-ball to make life simple for themselves. Moringa for Pattenden. Pattenden out for the fresh legs.
Moringa forced into a number 9 role, something we've not seen a lot of. But again, welcome to big boy rugby. You know, you've got to earn your stakes. You're not just going to walk in and wear that number 10, they say. As the SunRays will carry on this attack on that left-hand side. Pattenden now to the midfield to bash it up. Oh, a massive, massive hit out in the middle of the park. And they're now still looking at some more go-forward ball. Looping around the left-hand side. He shrugged his man off. Pass back onto the inside. Andrew Moringa. Get on, son. He's over the line for the SunRays. The man hailing out of Peterhouse boys. Over the line for the SunRays. And boy, oh boy. What an effort.
Try time, SunRays, some flash, some flair, and a fifer for the SunRays side. What a great try. Just something to shake up that scoreline, just to inject some energy. It's now tied up at 16-all. Moods conversion still to come. Conversion successful. And it's SunRays who go out into the front. Pick up, number 20 has the legs. Pass is gone to hand, good handles. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, he's picked it up. Does that count? Number 20 can't touch it. He will be offside. What a try, Moods. Come on. Have at it. 2 moments of brilliance. You have to allow that one, Ref. Allow it.
What on earth have we just watched there, mate? I mean, he's almost knocked it on. Sticks his boot out there. And then puts on a chase. Regathers it. Try time, baby. The SunRays have certainly brought some elation to all the Hararians at the moment as they go into the lead now. What a brilliant piece of effort there. However, chat will be, did he lose control of that ball? That's what the referees will be discussing at the moment, which he did. Yes, he did manage to get a boot on it. But he has lost control of that ball, so the referees, I think that try will stand. Nonetheless, the SunRays, they're ecstatic at that. Hilton Mudariki, he's not chuffed.
Yeah, it's 50-50 call. Obviously, for the spectacle, you would want to allow it, but rules of rugby would say that's not a try, but it's just great to watch. But also good spatial awareness from number 20. He knew he was offsides. If he had touched that ball, that try would have been disallowed. So good awareness from number 20 in that supporting run. But come on. What a try. What a piece of effort. SunRays, 2 back-to-back tries. Is this a return to form? Oh, from the touchline as well. Pattenden's also fueled. Fueled by the kick, but a referee is going to have a chat here. What do we're looking for here. AR's coming to the conversation. Is a call going to be overturned? What is going to happen? Is that a Zimbabwe referee union member there, Muds, in that white shirt?
Oh, Sips, I'll be honest, regardless of whether or not he is, I think whatever decision the referee makes on the park has to stick because, it just brings such a grey, massive grey area into this encounter. Because if I'm the SunRays skipper, whenever the next decision goes against us, why can't you consult the same man?
Yeah, I agree, Muds. Even if the try would be classified as disallowed, it's ready. It's the time's gone. Ben started the kick. The try's been awarded. The game needs to move on from here. As you and I have said, the try shouldn't really have stood, but again, great to watch.
Yeah,
but
if he's made the decision, it's got to stick.
yeah, it's got to
Can't
stick.
then- Like that decision then can't surely be changed by an all-field official.
Yeah, no, the game's gone on. I think once the kick has been taken, your chance. I want to quickly ask the scorer.
So yeah, a bit of a chat still taking place. The referee's deliberating. I think it's going to be ruled out. So we're going to go back. Look, they have gone back, but I'm totally against the manner in which it's been handled. Personally, if the on-field officials, all three of them, have made that call, it shouldn't be changed, whether or not it's wrong. It just opens up such a nasty grey area. So, whether or not it's the right call, anyways, we'll move on past it. Sips, give us a score update, sir.
Yep, 17-13 after that try was disallowed. We've already discussed on that topic. 17-13 in favor of the SunRays. Still out in the front. Yeah, we already discussed the topic of disallowing the try, but nonetheless, 17-13 is the scoreline. Muririki will be happy. It was the right decision, but to overturn that try after the kick had been taken might be a bit of a touchy subject. But anyway, Valley Blades with the ball. Muririki into the fly-off position. Come on, man. Inside the 22. Are we going to see a good clearance kick from the skipper here, Muds?
I mean, his first touch at 10 was a kick, so yeah, he won't be, feeling like it's anything new to him.
Yeah, well, you can see the 12 is coming on a short line. One can expect a short line run in from the 12, looking to target Pattenden. Long skip pass. Tambuera, there's a bit of space now. Outside the 22, they run, tucks the ball under one arm. Needs to look for a pass. Does do so. Cuts back on the infield. Not much space for him to work with. But a good run from outside the 22 inside the half of the SunRays. Clattered in the tackle. Strong shoulders there. Oh, Rogers. Skipper, number 10. Finds a hot stepper who's been isolated. Support slow to arrive, but just nick of time. No, not in the nick of time. Too slow to. Oh, talk about all the aura lost there, Woods.
Same call coming from the crowd. His mates will definitely have that on video recorded or screen recorded. As Pattenden, he's looking up to the sticks, Benji Pattenden, to further extend this lead for his side. Not so much win influence, one would feel, for Pattenden. He's going to be, I would say 5 meters off of the halfway. On the angle as well, Mr. Pattenden. Cometh the outcome, the man. As he lines this one up. He's enjoyed a good afternoon off his boot. Only a couple of occasions where it didn't quite come off bench. As he lines this one up for his side. This would be a perfect cherry on his work thus far.
Obviously, confidence from his kick from the corner, from the disallowed try. He's feeling it.
As he lines it up, off he goes, Pattenden. City got enough on it, and that's right through the middle of the sticks. Benji Pattenden for the SunRays, ladies and gentlemen. Sips, how good?
Yeah, what a great kick there. What a great kick. We've seen some great kicks, Moods. Benji Pattenden now, but also in the schoolboy season, Connor Lovett. He slotted in some great kicks. As soon as you knew it was inside the half, you knew that Connor Lovett, he had the legs for that kick. He had some great kicks, Connor Lovett, but Benji, what a great kick. I'm focusing more on the Grid Cup action.
I would have loved to see a Lovett, out during Grid Cup. However, obviously got exams, doing his A-levels, and then he's off to the Sharks Academy in January alongside Ndimutseya Peterhouse and a couple of other boys. We're heading over there to carry on their rugby journeys as the Blades ticking on over at the moment. Deliberating over what that call is going to be. It's a knock-on, Sips.
Yeah, knock on, well-deserved to call up to the Sharks Academy. They recently toured Zim earlier on this year against under-20s. So wishing Lovett all the best. But all the best for these men on the park in the Grid Cup. Franchise rugby at its finest. The Valley Blades are so close, yet so far they've been leading majority of this game. They will be frustrated if they let this one slip.
It's going to be a hot break again. Last 2 weekends ago, they lost it within the last play. So, yeah, a bit of PTSD.
Yep, time is certainly ticking. And not much to work with here. Scrum down, Valley Blades. Have they got the ball? Oh, scrum off, looking to get back into a short arm penalty position quickly for that tap and go. Well, what will they be looking to pick up here? Number 21, new man on the park. Strong baseline. Mudariki feeds out for the 13 and puts ball onto boot. Too much on it. Right idea. Just not enough on it. Mudariki is actually giving his player the kudos. He says right idea. Just a touch heavy on the boot. SunRays, with a half opportunity there. Was the ball let go in the tackle? It wasn't. Clearance kick, looking for that torpedo. Sharma, has that gone forward? I think they did go forward. Benefit of the doubt. Good bounce and play for Jackson. But they're going to go back to that original knock-on. It's a tough job being a referee here. You got so many yappers like me and you, Moods. I think that call did come a little bit late. But nonetheless, it has gone back to the mark.
Absolutely. Especially, I hate to single it out, but that incident, just prompted everyone everyone in the crowd, to get a bit more vocal as towards the refereeing decisions. But it's, like you point out, difficult job being there in the middle. Looking forward back to my comeback out with a whistle next year. So, you'll have a lot less than Woody in the commentary box, Sips.
Are we going to be seeing you at the Grid Cup maybe, Moods, Nick, this time next year, eh?
Oh, maybe Aussie 27 even, eh? Get a boy G.
Kumalo flings the ball off, strong tackle again, lost forward. Long pass out wide, Umbrella is probably going to look to put boot to ball. 10 versus 10. Pattenden does just enough to get the job done. But coming back for the first infringement, that knock on. The ball just being left on the park there. Nobody seemed to get it eventually. Valley Blaze, one of the players.
The players from both sides have really, they've run themselves into the ground. You can kind of feel the intensity certainly dropped. So, yeah, they'll be hoping for that final whistle. However, still got a job to do for both sides.
Yeah, certainly so, Muds. As the clock keeps ticking down. For Valley Blades, it's the scrum an opportunity. They go down the blind side. Not the best offloads, but it does free up Jackson, who passes the ball. Wow, longest pass I've seen from Jackson ever. As I look to continue down the left-hand side, Tambuera onto the boot is just caressing the touchline. Eventually will bounce over. Oh, and with that kick is kicked out into touch. And it's full time here at OH. The SunRays go 3 from 3. And what was a game that clutched it in the depth. 2 moments of brilliance. 1 try. The second one disallowed. But the job done for the SunRays. Muds, your thoughts on this game?
Respectfully speaking, and credit to the work they would have done during the week, but not a great watch. End-to-end, action. But, the moments of brilliance. I mean, you look at LT, he almost didn't step wrong at all in this encounter. And then you see his mate Hilton Mudariki also sliding into 10. A couple of young stars, putting on a good charm and press together with Machimbo. Taku, honestly, he is certainly one to watch for the future, Sips. But yeah, all in all, a good hit out from all the boys. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be looking forward to a final next weekend. That'll certainly see the MPs taking on the SunRays. Up until then, we'll catch you shortly for some post-match interviews.
Congratulations on the first one. Like that.
Premium is the best
You're
way
right,
to
you're
upgrade
right.
your listening experience. Enjoy your music fully when you play songs in any order. Down.
Hey, the aura lost there. Hey, Muds. I'm alright. Dita. Oh.
It's DJ Bob. We global.
Yes, I can hear. The ears are ringing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined here by Dion Kamalo, the captain of the SunRays. Dion, first of all, congratulations on the win. It was a tough one, a bit of a slow start. How did you and your boys manage to come back into the game?
Yeah, we just had to reset, go back to our structures, because when we started, it was a bit slow. too many mistakes from us, including myself and the team. So yeah, we just had to gather ourselves in the second half and play our game, not on their terms.
Yeah. Well, what was going on in the first half? As you mentioned, a couple of handling mistakes, missed far forward passes. What was wrong with the team today? It seemed to the game really seemed to struggle today.
Yeah, I mean, the boys were just relaxed. I don't know what it was. We were just relaxed. I could tell from warm up that we were just relaxed. We're not up for the task. But we just had to knock it down in the areas that, boys, we just have to keep it a clean sheet for us to go 4 out of 4. It means a lot for us to win. And I'm sure we're happy right now that it's a 4 out of 4. It's a clean sheet for us.
Yeah. And so you were actually trailing most of the game, but moments of brilliance, that's what good teams do. They're able to come back and win the games in the final moments. How did you feel when you scored that try to put you in the lead and then obviously seal out the game?
Yeah, it's amazing. It just came with the composure, the discipline. I mean, a lot of errors were happening, so we just had to compose ourselves, go back to our structures, like I said, and we just had to dig deep.
And into the finals against the MPs, a team you already played and won. I think the score was 27-13, so tight contest. But they had a really good game against the Goonies. Going forward into next week, what are the things you're going to be working on for the finals?
Obviously, our handling errors, our attitude into the game, and just keeping to our structure. It works for us. We've seen it working, and this is a good testimony that it's working for us. It's a 4 out of 4. We have to stick to it, and we just have to get into the final with that same structure and our same whatever thing that we're doing. I'll keep it private for now.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dion. That was Dion Kumalo from the SunRays, the captain. Thank you for joining us. Go enjoy your team there. And joining us now is Hilton Murariki, the captain of the Valley Blades. Hilton, it was a really tough day for you and your boys, but also from the SunRays. Quite slow in the park. How was today for you?
Yeah, it was tough. It was a bit of an up and down game. I thought we started really well. We've been, talking about fast starts throughout the whole week, and I believe that we managed to do that. But we didn't keep our foot on the throat when we had an opportunity to do that. Allowed them to get back into the game, and credit to them for taking their opportunities and taking the game as well.
I'm sure it's also disappointing, as a captain, everyone loves to win in a sport. 0 from 3. What's the mental thought process going into next week?
Yeah, look, they always say a week is a long time in sport. We have the opportunity to go into this last week of the Grid Cup and turn things around. There's plenty to work on. We'll definitely look at this the footage and see where we can improve. But we've got one game. Obviously, would love to come out with a result. But I think the most important thing for us is just to go out there next weekend, really express ourselves, and just show what the Grid Cup is all about.
Yep. You're going back up against the Goonies, a side which you played before, a last-minute try which sealed the fate for you. What are some of the things you'll be looking and taking forward from that game and implementing?
Yeah, look, we know that the Goonies have a forward-dominant game plan, so we'll have to come up with plans where we can, stop them, take away their strength, and I believe that, we have the personnel to do that. But then again, like I said, anything can happen on the day. We have to show up as a group and put in the work.
And on a lighter note, Hilton, I saw you hop into that number 10 position. I've never seen you play anything else on scrum half. What was the thought process there?
Look, I think the coach just wanted me to stay on the field, and I'd been running a bit there during the week. I think I haven't run there since I was 15 years old, so it was nice to get a little bit of a run there, and the coach was chirping me on the side of the field after I put in a kick there. So it was nice to run out in a different position, but also just to stay on the field and influence the game however I could, which unfortunately could not happen towards the end there.
Well, yeah, thanks, Hilton, for your time. And go enjoy the team talk. Well, I'm sure it won't be a pleasant talk, but thank you very much for your time, Hilton.
Thank you very much. And I also just want to thank people that have been supporting the Grid Cup over the last couple of weeks. It's been absolutely amazing. Organizers have been absolutely awesome. I encourage people to come out final weekend, next weekend. It's going to be electric. It's going to be amazing rugby. So please bring your families, friends, and come support the Grid Cup.
Well, there you have it, peeps. It's the Grid Cup. The round robin has been done. And now it's the coach who's going to be joining us from the SunRays, Coach Marvin. Woo! I'm sure you're holding your breath throughout that match, trailing most of it, but you managed to come out with the W.
Yeah, no, look, Valley Blades, I think I've just been a bit unlucky this whole tournament. And coming in, we kind of knew that it was never going to be easy. So I'm happy with the victory. It might have been a clumsy victory in a lot of senses, but I'm quite happy with the outcome in the end.
3 from 3, obviously a coach's dream going into the final, strong, dominant, a win against the MPs who are your finalist team. What are some of the takeaways from this match?
Look, I think we managed to give a few of the other guys on the bench a run today. So at least we know now, have a better understanding of how to use them next week. And we understand the Impies are not an easy team to beat. I think they came back quite hard at us in the last game. But we're looking forward to that challenge.
Some new drafts came in. A noticeable Andrew Moringa had a good game. How are you pleased with your others the second drafts that came through into the team?
No, look, I think it was a timely move that happened to have those guys come in because we had a few holes that we needed to plug, and luckily we managed to get the guys that we were looking for.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Marv. All the best for your finals next week. Go enjoy your team.
Thank you very much.
We'll also be joined by Ricky Chiringende, the Valley Blades coach. So, Ricky, it's good afternoon to you. A tough result for you, obviously being the Sables assistant captain and the Sevens Cheetahs captain. Losing is obviously not one of your favorite things to do. How are you feeling after today?
Yeah, I don't think it's any coach's favorite thing. So not from three is obviously doesn't make for great reading. But that said, as a coach, you always look at the whole picture. Our processes. Some of those processes we're getting right. But yeah, we're not getting that rub of the green, or as the old adage goes, we're not getting the bounce of the ball. So yeah, now we keep plugging on, and hopefully next week will be different.
Hilton said that one of the strategies going today's game was a fast start. You guys did that leading throughout most of the game. What do you think happened? Was there a mental shift, a physical shift in the game for you to let that title slip, that win slip?
Yeah, so many will think that is excuses, but yeah, we lost 2 players in the first minute, and then lost another player 2 minutes after that. So, and then one of my locks had to be called in at work. So that's 4 players that got put out from our bench. So obviously, then SunRays, when they emptied their bench, they're a little bit more impetus than us. But again, I think we had moments there where we could have kept the scoreboard ticking, where the try choked off for I don't know whatever reason. So yeah, so a lot could have gone right, but it didn't, and this is where we are.
It is one more weekend to go in the Grid Cup. Final chance to maybe salvage a win, a reconciliation win. What are your thoughts for next week against the Ngoonies?
Yeah, 100%. Monday will come, the sun will come up again, and we will re-strategize and we go again. I've said this to my players. I said it to them last week. That everything is rosy when you're winning. Everyone turns up to training. Everyone is jumping up and down. But it's something that you can learn from losses. So we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose twice. We lost on the scoreboard. We don't want to lose the lessons that we can get out of it. So we'll come back on Monday. We reshape. We reorganize, and we'll give Ngoonies one hell of a fight.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Ricky. I'm sure your team is going to be wanting to have a chat with you. But thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate your work. Thanks.
So that's it, people. It's the Grid Cup. The round fixtures have been done. 3 of 3 wins from the SunRays. It's Valley Blades going 0 from 3. It's a wrap up here at Old Horarians. We'll see you guys in next week. It's going to be the finals of the Grid Cup 2025 Franchise Rugby in Zimbabwe. Is signing out from Cairo Sports. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Later. Next week.